Hey up, we're waiting for Facebook as always. We love it though. We fucking love it. First F bomb. Right. If you're watching this on the replay, do me a solid and give me a hashtag replay. A few people jumping on now. Hey gang, I hope you're good. Hope you're having a great day. We're gonna get this shared as we always do. Let's share it. Sorted. Right, sweet. Couple of people on now. We'll let Facebook populate a little bit. Guys jumping on, just leave me a emoji in the comments. Let me know that you can hear me, you can see me okay. Please, I do truly appreciate that. Thank you. We got 4 on Instagram, 5 now. We're picking up some speed, aren't we, on this lovely Wednesday? We're picking up some speed early doors. We haven't been on a minute yet, 50 seconds. Hey, we're on it. Yes, Rosie, thank you. That is you all over. We love it. Right. We'll give it 2 or 3 minutes. Yes, Dan. Mega. Awesome. What's happening, team? New people jumping on. How are you? I hope you're having a fucking great day. Thank you for joining us. We're going to get the party started in about 60 seconds. We've got a good one. We've got a good one. I've always got a good one. I know. I don't put out shit. You get no fluff here. That's just the way that we roll, right? That's just the way that we roll. Right. Love it. We got 6 on now. We got 2 on FaceB. Hey guys on Facebook. Guys on Facebook, leave me an emoji, please, in the comments. Let me know that you can hear me, you can see me okay. I think a lot of Facebookers watch it with the sound off. Yes. Love it, love it. Right. Shall we hit record and shall we get started? We'll make sure that that is golden first of all. Let's give it a quick test. Yeah, let's give it a quick test. Testing, testing, testing. Let's play it back. See if we're good. Testing, testing, testing. Hey, we're sorted. We're sorted. Right. Let's hit record. No more fucking about. Hey, we mean business now. Business. Right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Type 1 Movement Podcast, the #1 podcast and place to be if you're a Type 1 diabetic. No fluff here, straight up actionable tips and tricks and stories. Few F-bombs, you know how we do, and a few cracks, few laughs along the way. Hey, because it's all about having a laugh as well, right? It's time to be serious. And these times that we've got to have a laugh. This is life at the end of the day. So in this episode, we're going to be looking at 3 ways to audit your diabetes management for greater control. Now, before we get started, team, please leave me a rating and a review on the podcast app, as it really does help me reach more type 1 diabetics and positively impact our community, which is my goal at the end of the day. And I know that I'm working towards that goal every single day because you guys message me and tell me so, which brings me on to the second thing. Please screenshot whatever device or platform you're listening to it on and tag me. Share it on your Instagram stories and tag me at type1_Tom so I can reach out and say, hey, thank you. I truly appreciate you. Guys, little story. At the time of recording this, I'm currently in the process of looking to buy a house. Now, just before this kind of inspired me to do this episode, just for making notes on this episode, I decided that I was going to do a fucking complete audit on my finances, my income, my expenditures, all that sort of stuff. So I've just sat down and just got all that done. Now, whenever I'm looking to improve something, what I do is I look at what I'm currently doing and how I can make it better. And that's why I've said this. I'm going to give you 3 ways, but to audit your diabetes management for greater control. Now, the mistake that I see a lot of people doing, a lot of type 1s doing, is they look to fucking change everything. They look to change everything all at once. It leads to overwhelm and burnout, and then they never get anywhere. Yeah, they never get anywhere. I want you to take note of this. It's easier to tweak and adjust what you're currently doing in opposed to fucking changing everything and adding new things in. Yeah, it's easier to take a look at what you're currently doing in opposed to changing everything and adding new things in. Yeah. Now, I use the example of what I've just done, going through kind of auditing my finances and stuff like that, so I know I'm in a good position when I want to buy a house. Now, I also had to get real with myself, and I've not only done this with my finances, I had to do this with my business, the way that I was towards myself. And what I want to start, this isn't one of the 3 points, but guys, this is the toughest part about improving your control and improving yourself. You need to get fucking honest with yourself. And I mean really honest with yourself and say, hey, I know that I'm doing X, whatever it is, and this isn't leading me to where I want to be, so I need to fucking stop that. You know yourself listening to this, if you are doing the best that you can to manage your diabetes. You know that yourself. You've got to get fucking honest with yourself. And along this journey, there's going to be a bit of give and take. I did an episode all about that. There's going to be a bit of give and take. That's the way it works. That's the way it is. So first off, before we get into these 3 things, here's a great question to ask yourself, and that I ask myself when I set any goal. And it's this. I take a look at all the actions that I'm doing related to that goal. Yeah? I take a look at all the actions that I'm doing. And I ask myself, and I want you to do this as well, is this moving me closer towards my goal? So in this scenario, is this moving me closer towards better control, or is it moving me further away? When type one's like, I want better control, well, I need to do this, I need to stop doing that, I need to do this. Just stop for a fucking minute, or I need to add this in, I need this bit of tech. Hang on a minute, hold your fucking horses, stop for a second. Audit what you're currently doing. I'm going to give you 3 things in it shortly. Have a look through, audit what you're currently doing, and ask yourself that one question. Doing that alone will improve your control and your health massively. Say, okay, I'm currently doing this. Is this moving me closer towards better control? Or is it moving me further away? Guys, you can use this for any goal that you have. Any goal that you have. Yeah? Take my example of obviously saving to buy a house, right? If I was going out every single weekend, which I don't, used to, not anymore, probably ain't got a fucking life like that, but no, if I was going out every single weekend, spending money, pissing it up the wall, is that moving me closer towards my goal, or is it moving me further away? I think we know the answer to that one. Yeah? Guys, if your goal is to get better control over your diabetes, yeah, and you're constantly tired and not prioritizing your sleep, is that moving you closer towards your goal of better control, or is it moving you further away? It's such a simple question, but it's so fucking powerful. So that's one thing. You've got to step out your own way. You've got to get real and honest with yourself, because unfortunately, no one, not even me, as an amazing coach as I am, I can't do it for you, unfortunately. So that's such a great, strong, powerful question to ask yourself. Yeah, whatever the action is you're doing, before you even think about like adding new things in, like I've said, it's easier to tweak things than fucking do a complete audit and add new things in. Just ask yourself, is this action that I'm doing or whatever I'm doing moving me closer towards my goal of better control, or is it taking me further away? Now, let's get into these 3 things. I've picked 3 things that you probably won't think of. Well, there's a lot of things, but you may have thought of one of them, but I bet you guaranteed definitely won't have thought of 2 of them. Right, the first thing that I want you to audit, the first thing, guys, is have a look at your eating habits. And I'm not going to speak about calorie intake and stuff like that at the moment. Have a look at your eating habits. Things like, are you eating out or having takeouts quite a lot? This is a key one. This is key. Why? Because if your goal is to improve your glucose control and you're eating out a lot and you're having takeouts, you're not in charge and control of that food, what's gone into it. So as great as an estimator, if that's even a word as you are, as great as guesstimating your carbs and that, the margin for error is fucking huge. It's massive. Even if you're trying to search for it in MyFitnessPal and get something close, it's massive. And I had a chat with one of my clients about this, because let's say we order, let's say, curry. Yeah, we order it 1 week and we're like, right, I didn't quite get that bolus right, that split bolus. So next week when I have it, I'm going to try doing this. But what if next week when you have it, you could have ordered the same thing, exactly the same thing? What if the chefs change the ingredients? What if there's a slightly different amount of food in there? If you're eating out a lot or getting takeouts, not that you can never do it. Yeah, I'd advise doing it to try and get the data and, you know what I mean, manage your glucose levels. We've got to have a life as well. But if you're doing that all the time, there's such a huge margin for error because you are not in control of what goes into that food and the amount of food that's there. Now, I'm all about living a fucking balanced lifestyle. But guys, if you've got shit glucose control and your goal is to improve it and you're eating takeouts most of the time or going out for food, now we can go out in the UK all the time, then you need to ask yourself that question. There's a huge margin for error, but you need to ask yourself, is this moving me closer towards my goal of better control, or is it moving me further away? I think we know the answer to that. The next thing, when you're looking at eating habits, guys, is there's a lot that goes into this, but these are the three sort of subsectors under eating habits that I see type 1 struggle with most. Are you getting balance in your meals? And by this, I mean, are you getting adequate protein? A lot of you type 1 struggle with protein, carbs and fats and your veggies. A decent balance in your meals, why it'll help the digestion process. I always say this, if you're just having a fucking load of carbs and fats, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a struggle, in opposed to having a proper balanced meal. So ask yourself that. Another big thing is, are your meal times infrequent? At times in life, we might not be able to stick to a scheduled eating pattern. But most of the time, it's kind of, you should be able to at the end of the day, yeah? Even if you're a shift worker and you're working overnight, you're going to have similar eating patterns overnight, yeah? If you're working through the day, you're going to have similar eating times. If your meal timings are so infrequent, that's really going to cause an issue and cause you to struggle with your glucose control because predicting things become even harder. Can you imagine this? Someone's meal times that are all infrequent. They're eating takeouts a lot or going out to eat and they've not got balance in the meals. That's a lot of you people. That's a lot of type 1s. And then they whinge and moan that they struggle with controlling the glucose levels. Again, you need to get fucking real with yourself. Step out your own way and say, is this, moving me closer towards my goal or further away? That's the first thing. You're going to audit your eating habits. You're going to look at, are you eating out or getting takeouts a lot? Are you getting balance in your meals? What do your meals look like? Are your meal times infrequent? Have you got a bit of a routine or what? Are you just all over the fucking show? The next thing, these are the two that you probably wouldn't have thought about, this one and the next one. Are you getting downtime? Guys, if you're really trying to improve your glucose control, hats off to you. I'm taking my hat off now. Hats off to you. Because it's hard, right? It's hard. It takes a lot of mental power. If you're running basal rate tests, you're testing your insulin to carb ratio, you're trying to figure out what goes on with your levels around exercise. It takes a lot of mental power. Yeah? So, the biggest thing that I see is someone that's so committed to improving the glucose control that they forget to take downtime. Things start to become a little bit too much and it leads to burnout because I'm so fucking overwhelmed. I'm doing all this and this. It's not making sense in my head anymore like it was. There's so much numbers going on in there. Like, fuck this, I can't be arsed. So, A thing to audit is the downtime that you're having for yourself. It might be like, right, I know I'm going to run a basal test on this day. I'm testing my insulin to carb ratio this day, or I'm working out this day. I'm going to, have a play around with different types of exercise, see what goes on with my levels. But then on this day, I'm not going to test anything. I'm just going to go with the flow throughout my day. Why would you do this? Well, the first thing is, this is the only way to soak up knowledge. So you might think that you're learning in the midst of it all. You kind of are. You kind of are. I'm not going to debate that. But when you're actually inputting and soaking up that knowledge, you know when that is? When you're resting. You know when else that is? When you're asleep in your subconscious as well. Yeah? If you're taking in loads of information, you're digesting it, it's actually getting soaked in when you're not thinking about it, when you're resting. You fucking know this makes sense. Have you ever come across a problem or something that you couldn't remember, yeah, and you sit there and you think about it so much and so hard and it just goes further and further away. And then when you stop thinking about it, it could be a few days later, a few hours later, boom, it comes to you. Soaking up knowledge and learning is the same. Yes, you need to be taking the action, but you need to get that downtime as well, that recovery time, to allow your brain to soak it all in. The other thing is mentally recovering as well. I want you to think, guys, like I always use this analogy, but when we go to the gym, we lift weights, we break muscle fibers. When we rest is when those fibers repair. It's the same when we're running tests, when we're looking to expand our knowledge, whether that be diabetes or anything else, we're looking to improve our glucose levels. When you are mentally relaxed, it could be taking a walk or something, sleeping's a big one. That's when, like I say, you're soaking up knowledge and you're mentally recovering. If you're going in hard and hard and hard all the time, you're building up that much stress, you're going to lead to burnout at some point. So it's crucial that you audit your life and your diabetes, your life as a type 1 if you like, and make sure you're getting downtime. Make sure you're getting downtime. You've all heard like you need at least one rest day a week from the gym, at least one. The same with this. It's the same with this. Yeah? So that's the second thing that you need to audit. So we've got looking at your eating habits. We've got getting downtime. Told you these are a bit different. The third and final thing is, are the people around you supporting you? I always say this, guys, if you surround yourself with 5 fucking idiots, you know what? You're going to become the 6th. If you surround yourself with 5 powerful, inspirational, motivational type 1s, sounds like I'm fucking describing myself there, doesn't it? No, I'm not always like that. But if you surround yourself with 5 healthy type 1s who are positive, not all the time, you know what I mean? We're optimistic and stuff, but we're crushing it. You're going to become the 6th. So I'm going to get real with you because I do speak to a lot of type 1s and they're like, unfortunately, my heart does go out to you when you say this. People around me aren't supportive. And I understand. I'm very lucky. The people around me do support me. And the guys in my Facebook group, my clients, we all support one another. So it's a great place to kind of be. But my heart goes out to those who feel alone and like they're not getting the support from the people around them. But if that is you, go and look for supportive places. Yeah? Go and look online. There's a lot of decent communities. Just be careful of the ones that are full of fucking negative bastard Nancy's. So you need to ask yourself, are the people around supporting you? Are your friends? Or have you got that one friend that's dragging you out to the pub every week and you're like, oh, I'm really trying to get to grips on my health at the moment and my glucose levels haven't been the best. I've just had my A1C back. My DSNR endo said, hey, like you need to sort shit out. Obviously not in those words. So I'm trying to limit my alcohol intake. And then I'm like, oh, it'd be all right, be all right. They don't understand it, do they? If that is the case, I'll be honest with you, maybe you should think about asking yourself that question. Is this friend bringing me close towards my goals or taking me further away? If it's further away, maybe you need to limit the time that you spend with them. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but I'm going to be honest with you and make you see things that you probably need to see that you're probably too scared to admit to yourself. One of the hardest things for me to hear from other type 1s is that their partners don't support them. That is difficult for me to hear. Yeah. And I don't know whether it's because it might be scary or probably they don't understand it. They're not willing to try and understand it. But guys, at the end of the day, you've got to realize as a type 1, like, this is you, your life and your journey and your health. You always need to prioritize yourself. I will say that it's not fucking selfish. It's not selfish because, let me paint a picture. You're not prioritizing yourself and you run into a load of complications. You lay on a fucking hospital bed and those loved ones around you are like, shit. You know what? Yeah, this is pretty serious. And you're like, well, you know what? I wasn't prioritizing myself. I was trying to look after you guys. I didn't prioritize myself and my own health. That's how I've ended up here. Can you imagine that? What those people would then feel like? So if you do care about these people around you, then you need to prioritize yourself. And if these people around you, family, friends, we all love them, we all have them. But if you don't feel that you're getting the support that you need from them, go and search from somewhere that you will get the support. I've got a free Facebook community group. DM me with the word free group and I'll get you in there. There's a lot of places where you can get support. And that is crucial as a type 1 because you need to know you're not going through it on your own. You need to be around other type 1s who can support you, understand it. Yeah? So they are the 3 things for you to audit. I'm going to go back to that question shortly. 3 things. Look at your eating habits, guys. Are you eating out or getting a lot of takeouts? Are you getting balance in your meals? Have you got some sort of routine with your meal times or the all infrequent? Are you allowing yourself downtime? Again, hats off to you. If you're really trying to improve your glucose control, I fucking salute you. Hats off to you because it's hard work. And yes, if you're putting the work in, you're going to need that rest and recover time. We just spoke about why that's important. And the third thing is, are the people around you supporting you or are they sabotaging you? Do you need to distance yourself a little bit? While you prioritize yourself, do you need to distance yourself from these people a little bit? It sounds tough, guys, but like I say, this is your life, no one else's. You are number fucking 1 priority. And always ask yourself that question when you're wanting to improve your glucose control. You're wanting to improve your health. You've got these goals. You decide to do an audit of what you're currently doing. You're not trying to say, I need to do this, I need to add this in, I need to... No, look at what you're currently doing first and ask yourself, is this moving me closer towards my goal of better control, if this is the case, or is it taking me further away? Then you're left with a decision. If it's moving you closer, you continue to do it. If it's taking you further away, you fucking stop it. Let's speak a little bit of a bonus thing at the end of this one. A little bonus one for you here. We all understand here, I'm big on this, wherever you are with your diabetes control right now and in your life is down to your habits. Whatever we do in life, wherever we are, is down to habits. That's another question you can ask. Is this habit currently taking me towards where I want to be with my control in my life? Or is it taking me further away? So it's down to your habits. Now, here's the big one, what a lot of people do. When they realize that a habit isn't taking them closer towards their goal, where they want to be, or better control, what they do is they try and go cold turkey and they try and stop that habit completely. Whatever that habit would be, they try and stop it completely. Now, here's the fuck up. We do habits because we get a reward at the end of it. We do it because we get a reward at the end of it. Let's say this, something triggers an emotion. Let's say someone tells me that I'm a dickhead. I get that quite a bit, but someone tells me I'm a dickhead and it doesn't make me feel great. So that triggers an emotion and I decide I'm going to go and eat a donut. Yeah, I'm an emotional eater. I'm going to go and eat a donut. When I've had that donut, I've eaten that donut, I get for a few seconds a sense of fulfillment. And my brain automatically links that then. Something happens to me, I go and take action, and I get a sense of fulfillment. Now, when you try and stop something, cold turkey, you're stopping that middle bit, that action that you take, and that sense of fulfillment. So something might trigger you, yeah? And it might be someone says something to me like I'm a dickhead, I feel like going and eating a donut, I'm like, no, try and not eat the donut, but then my body's still craving that reward at the end, yeah? Hopefully this is making sense. My body's still craving that reward. So what a lot of people do is they stop the action and not realizing the body's craving that reward. So what you need to do, this is a huge bonus tip for you. If you have a habit at the moment that you're said, like, I'm going to be honest with myself, this is taking me further away from better glucose control. If you have a habit like that, whatever it may be, I don't want you to just stop. I want you to replace it. Don't just stop it. Replace it with something that still gives you that level of fulfillment. Yeah? For me, it could be walking and listening to an audiobook. I love that. Could be going out on my bike. I love that. If I've got a bad habit, yeah, let's say it was overeating, and I get a sense of reward from that and something triggers it, then all I'd need to do would change that eating with going on a bike ride and I still got the same reward. Yeah? A little bonus tip there for you on habit. So if you audit yourself on these areas and more that I've said, and you're like, yeah, Tom was right, this habit aligns up with, better glucose control, but this one doesn't. So instead of stopping it completely, I'm going to replace it with this. If it's a takeout, good one here. If it's a takeout and you're like, yeah, maybe I'm having a little bit too much a week, what you can do is find the most beautiful, lovely, mouth-watering meal that you enjoy to cook or someone around you enjoys to cook. Yeah? Replace it with that because you love that meal. You're going to be happy replacing a takeout with that, aren't you? Yeah? You love it. Replace it. And then that's going to be taking you towards your goal of better glucose control. Always ask yourself that question, guys. Is this bringing me closer towards my goal or taking me further away? That is it. If you got value from this episode, which I know you would have done, please leave me a rating and a review on the podcast app. And again, screenshot, share it on your Instagram stories and tag me at type1_Tom so I can reach out and say thank you. Thank you very much for listening to me today. I always appreciate your time here on this show. Thank you so much. And enjoy the rest of your day. Until the next episode, team. Peace. Guys, that is it. Do we have any questions? We got nothing on Facebook. We've got anything come through. It's in afternoon, so we are relatively quiet. Cool. I'm doing that for picture on IGTV. Right, team. Thank you for joining in and watching this live. Again, if you watched it on the replay, give me a #replay. I hope you've got value from it. I hope you got a bit of inspiration and motivation to go away and start to look at what you're currently doing and ask yourself that question. Is it bringing me closer towards my goal or taking me further away? And I hope you know now not to completely try and stop something and fucking add a load of new shit in, because that's a sure way to fail. Yeah, look at what you're currently doing, how you can make it better or change it. This goes for anything, not just managing your glucose levels. Team, that is it. Thank you. I appreciate you for watching this. And until the next live, peace.